Okay, this video will be about making final adjustments to the hood. Initially, I had thought about just not getting into that at all because it's going to be very different for, like, if you make your own hood or if you use a different hat. Is gonna, and also just your own personal preferences and all that. This is going to vary a lot, but it also occurred to me that it might help seeing someone else go through this, and so I'm going to show that. So again, I'm still on just getting a rough idea of how I want this to go together. So I'm not using permanent connections. There's some Velcro on the inside of this hood. If you're making your own hood, you could always stitch some Velcro into it if you want. I've noticed that contractor bags tend to be very slippery, so if you're using a contractor bag, stitching stuff to the outside, especially if you have a sewing machine, is probably the way to go. Since this already has the Velcro stitched to it, I'm going to, and this hat already has a band around the side, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm just going to tie a loop of Velcro that I have to the hat. And what I'm trying to do right now is I want to pull this screen to the edge of the hat so that it's out of, hopefully this will keep the screen from bumping into my nose. We'll see once, literally, hopefully I will see. And once I put this on, I'll be able to see if this adjustment helped. So I tied this edge to that part of the hat. I'm trying to figure out where. If you're making a more permanent connection, you definitely want to measure before you cut. If this doesn't work, I can just untie it. Right now I'm just counting numbers of loops in the brim of the hat from where the fan is mounted. So it looks like I have 2, so just to be symmetrical, I'm going to get the same amount on both sides. And now somewhere I had a second piece of cord. Which right now I seem to have misplaced. I'll put the video on pause while I look for the cord. Alright, I found the cord. So what I'm doing is I'm just tying a piece. There's a loop through this piece of elastic, and I'm just tying that to the band that goes around this hat. And then I'm going to use that to try to fix this hat to the Velcro on the side of this hood. So now there's some Velcro right there. Just attaching that. That was, I have my power supply on a charger. Now I'm going to disconnect the power supply from the charger and then attach it to the fan. And then try this on. and see if it fits a little bit better than it did before. Again, this design is very simple. It's just filter, in this case a jar to connect the filter. Lid of the filter is connected to a fan, and the fan blows air into the hood. Could also, another way I could do it is I could have this filter on the inside and the fan on the outside blowing air in. This particular filter doesn't require much of a difference in air pressure to push air through it, and I've tried it both ways, and both with the fan pulling or pushing, it delivers an equal amount of airflow, or roughly equal. I did test another filter that had a lot more resistance to airflow, and in that case, where there was a lot of resistance, more airflow, I got more airflow with the fan pulling like it is now rather than pushing. But with a very permeable filter or low resistance filter, it can work either way. An advantage to having the filter on the inside is the filter can actually act a little bit, it can absorb some of the sound from the motor, so you have a quieter setup if you have the filter on the inside. But in either case, this fan is currently using a low enough amount of power and is quiet enough so that it's still comfortable with the fan on the inside. Okay, so this is definitely working better. Let me see if I can switch this around so that you can see me. Okay, so big difference in just kind of attaching the hood to the hat. It gives a little bit of my nose is still almost touching the hood, and it does if this, like right now it's touching, but it makes this a little bit more comfortable. And also the way that the sides of the hood are interacting with the hat when it's pulled like that, it's also fixing the motor so that it's not hanging down, and that also it's less vibration is getting transferred where the motor is mounted better to the hat. I think probably when I'm done with this design, I'll have it set up. I'll probably have this fixed to the hat using this type of silicone caulk, because this absorbs some vibration. So I think having it motor fixed there will make it even quieter. I think I might actually want to adjust that right side a little bit more. See if I can get an extra hand here to help me with this video.